Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin-yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, December 5th, around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2022. It's going to be a December to remember for Europe and the snowfall, but the big story, parts of the West U.S. have doubled the snowpack. Experts say it's too early to get excited. Keep calm. It's boom time, and we're excited. West Side Snowtel showing over 100% snowpack for most of the regions west of the Rockies. The Southwest down here, especially Arizona and New Mexico, has some regions that need much needed moisture, but that's coming in the long-term forecast as the West is wallowing in the triple dip La Nina. The update, more snow for the Sierra Nevadas coming. Snow showers will increase again by sunrise this morning, and the snow levels will be dropping to 4,000 feet. As there's a stormy week ahead for Tahoe as well, and more big snow to hit some Colorado mountains this week, starting tonight, as a stormy pattern will bring rain and chances for snow to the Midwest and the Northeast like a beast. We have a tropical disturbance. Now, I know the tropical season is officially over, but we have a disturbance now with increasing chances of cyclone formation within the next 48 hours. So we're keeping a close eye on that as this barrels towards the U.S. And a 43-mile stretch of Highway 1 in Big Sur remains closed due to rock slide. Now to the forecast. Locally heavy snow and rain in a few spots. A few locations will see heavy snow today, including northern California mountains and the Sierras, and across the northern Rockies into eastern Montana. Meanwhile, locally heavy to excessive rainfall is possible across southern Tennessee and into northern Alabama and Georgia. There's not a lot of flood watches and warnings except way up here in northern Alabama. So if you're in that county, look out. So locally heavy to excessive rainfall possible across southern Tennessee into northern Alabama and Georgia, with a more organized and widespread heavy rainfall threat may be possible midweek for the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. And we'll get to the models now. Take a look. Here is that rain that's slowly lingering around. That'll be moving east. And that's going to bring showers to the Northeast, including New Jersey, Philadelphia. It looks like most of New York State, the Delmarva, will be getting some moisture tomorrow with that system. As it lingers around here through Wednesday and maybe intensifies, take a look. Tennessee, it's looking like West Virginia is going to be hard hit there, so heads up. Now, the snow is going to be lingering around the Four Corners for days and piling up as another system hits the Pacific Northwest here Thursday of this week, picking up Thursday night into Friday as it attacks the Sierras once again. Take a look at that system after system coming in the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to mean heavy totals. Heavy totals in the form of, well, feet of snow. Ho, ho, ho. Shut up, Al! A lot of people are wondering who I'm yelling at. So please inform them. It's Al Gore, and he's in his hole, and he gets no bunt cake. So here we can see the snowfall totals literally picking up through this weekend for the Sierras. So heavy snow system this weekend will be dumping up to 4 feet of snow down the entire spine of the Sierras and the entire Cascades. There's going to be good totals for Colorado, all of Utah, and most of Idaho. But then a system towards the middle and late in the month is going to, well, it looks quite spectacular. Take a look at these totals down here for New Mexico and Texas, the nexus of the Schmexus. That will be record-breaking if that holds true. So stay tuned for more boom. Now, as far as the thermodynamics are concerned, it's definitely looking chilly for Montana and North Dakota. Say it ain't soda, but it's true. Take a look at some of those temperatures. And by mid-December, the freeze is going to be on down here in North Texas, where there will be a continuous freeze below 30 for days, maybe even a week. What a tweak. So starting on December 17th, that lobe is going to drop down into North Texas, New Mexico, and create major freeze warnings and hazards through the third week of December. Like I said, a December to remember. Now, the cold snap is just not confined to the U.S. Temperatures set to plunge to -5°C in Europe, including Northern Ireland later this week, with sub-zero temperatures at night and wintry showers forecast. And there's the snow totals through the third week of December. It looks epic. It's going to start up in fact, Ireland and Scotland there and drop south and cover most of the UK. Now look at some of these totals in here in the Alps and west of the Alps, over a meter of snow for hundreds of square miles. So heads up if you're in those areas. American Samoa tsunami warning lifted after the 6.9 quake downgraded to 6.7. And this just happened an hour after I said that we're at that phi angle and there may be a big quake, and certainly there was. Thankfully, no tsunamis, and no one was hurt, but certainly people were affected. Take a look. Someone has a video here. This is a video of the shaking. It's like a freight train. And the reason why not a lot of people got hurt is because of the depth there. You saw that about 300 miles deep. So, seismic update. Had an interesting quake just kick off before I started the show here. 2.6 in Madison, Missouri. We have moderate activity now happening in Hawaii, and that quake happened in Samoa yesterday, the 6.7. So if we come over to Hawaii to check out what's going on seismically here, if we go all day, one day all mag, there's not a lot going on, which is good news. It could be that the eruption is slowing down perhaps. But thousands of residents on high alert as a volcano buries Indonesia villages in ash. We reported on the Semeru eruption yesterday. Let's watch this short video. So thousands of Indonesian residents are on high alert after Semeru produced amazing pyroclastic flows yesterday and spewed the hot ash, burying villages in East Java. And these people really have nowhere where to go. And it's very low resolution, so we're going to stop the video there. So our hearts go out to the people in Java, as we have new maps showing area of ground deformation on Mauna Loa. And you can see here, and they're going to explain it here in this video.
Map made using radar shows the time frame before the eruption until December 2nd.
The instruments that we have out there on the ground are so sensitive that they can actually detect changes on the order of a millimeter or even smaller.
Colored fringes denote areas of ground deformation, with more fringes indicating more deformation. Represents 0.6 inches of ground motion towards or away from the satellite that is tracking the ground. And so you can think about it like this. The summit's surface is almost like your chest and your lungs taking deep breaths, inflating and deflating. It's almost like the earth is breathing.
And that tie-dye pattern, basically where you see lots and lots of fringes, that's where the ground has moved the most. And what we see in those images is that the overall volcano is deflating as magma is leaving the magma reservoir beneath the summit to feed the eruption. But the area around where the eruptive fissures are, both early on the 28th and late on the 27th, and also up through the present, show a bit of uplift and spreading. That's as magma was injected at shallow levels to feed those fissures.
And get this, the complex patterns indicate an overall deflation of the summit area of more than 20 inches. The same measurement is also true for uplift and spreading. And this morning, there was an earthquake swarm, which is a sign that that magma beneath the surface is still active.
A number of earthquakes beneath the summit, and basically what this indicates is that magma continues to come up into the system from the magma chamber and is being transported down to Fissure 3 where it's erupting on the surface.
Don't forget, we have a gallery of hundreds of...
So come check out Hawaii News Now. Pretty cool site. Give them a thumbs up, subscribe. Really good video there. All the links to everything we talk about will be below. As we move on to the worldwide volcano news update, we've got Stromboli, Popo, Sangay, Villarrica, and Semeru blowing yesterday, and the ongoing eruption at Mauna Loa. Now, a lot of people think there are lots of volcanoes erupting around the world and they're losing their minds. But the amount of volcanoes currently erupting is not that many. And in fact, it would need to double in order for there to be any type of uptick. We're actually at a lull for volcanic activity on Earth. There's just around 30 volcanoes erupting. And you've heard of them all: Kilauea, Mauna Loa, Santa Huito, Popo, Fuego. Masaya, Nevados de Ruiz, Reventador, Sangay, Sabancaya, Nevados de Chilan, Niryangungo in the Congo, Erta Ale, Stromboli, Pitan de la Fornas, Semeru, Merapi, Krakatau, Liwotolo, Ibu, Tucono, Yasur, Swanosima, Sakurajima, Ebiko, Chevelush. So there isn't a large uptick in volcanic activity, but there are lots of people reporting on volcanic eruptions. In fact, we're at a lull. The last big eruption was Hunga Tonga, and that basically didn't do anything except cool the earth a little bit. Space Weather News update. We've got a massive coronal hole facing us. In 48 hours, this will be coupling with us and should send the telemetry off the charts. And it's currently not downloading. There it is. But the good news is that the plasma speed is dropping off precipitously now below 450 kilometers per second, which is going to make it more difficult to bring that back up into geomagnetic storm. We also have large sunspots. Let's take a look at the latest HMI intensity, and boom, there is a big sunspot on that southern portion of the disk, as well as lots of sunspots peppering the north here, but there's no activity. The sun is at just solar minimum, nothing, at B level. And in fact, the sunspot analysis shows that that big sunspot, active region 3153, is currently just beta class. In fact, all the sunspots are beta class currently. But because of the huge area, 1,000 there, that's massive. The next biggest sunspot's at 140. There is a 10% X-flare potential and 40% M for this big spot. You can see some magnetic mixing here on the leading edge. So we'll keep a close eye on this for more flaring. Now the 3-day geomagnetic forecast is saying we could get into geomagnetic storm. That's G1 KP5 on December 8th. And so that would be Thursday, Friday, Wednesday. Today's the 5th, 6th, 7th. Yeah, that'll be the 7th and the 8th, Wednesday and Thursday, with it ramping up sometime Wednesday. So stay tuned for the forecast. Now, the U.S. has 2,000-year-old mystery mounds, and we've been covering them extensively over at Magnetic Reversal News recently. And this one here is the Hopewell structure. And here they say they're constructed by a mysterious civilization, but they're not that mysterious. They name them the Hopewell, and they have lots of relics and information. Take a look at this copper face. Some amazing artifacts here. See if we can get this in the screen. This is a copper face found at Hopewell Mound. The copper to make this object came from the mysterious copper mines in Michigan that no one knows who mined them. Well, it was probably these people, Native American mound builders. And there's also this amazing mica hand. This is a single sheet of mica. Look at them carving that. And another mica body. So just an amazing culture that lived around 2,000 years ago. These people were once called the Adena people and the Fort Ancient, and then finally were named the Hopewell. They're all the same people. They're the mound builders. But archaeologists like to give them different names to confuse you because it doesn't mean anything. They're just names given by archaeologists. These are all the same Native Americans living in the same exact spot for thousands of years. The ones that built Serpent Mound. So check out the link below. It's a cool article. But don't miss the lunar occultation of Mars as it disappears behind the moon. And this is happening on December 7th. Yep. It's true, the moon sweeps past Jupiter twice this month and actually covers Mars completely in an event called an occultation on December 7th. The event is visible across the U.S. except for the southeast and east coast, where the moon will graze closely past Mars like this. So if you have a telescope that could take pictures, this would be one of those photographic moments. And so on December 7th, the moon occults or covers up Mars in the U.S. Mars slips behind the moon for viewers everywhere outside the East Coast and Southeast. You'll get it right grazing here, right on the side. But that's kind of a cool thing that will happen in just a few hours as you're watching it. And then we have a new moon on December 23rd. So go out and look up. Now there's huge missing and growing. $65 trillion in debt. from the U.S. government, and it is sparking concern. This is not the first time we've lost trillions of dollars. And where is it going? It's certainly not going to Baba Vanga. She's dead. Baba Vanga was a popular Bulgarian blind mystic who predicted the future of the world, and most of her predictions have been true. From predicting 9/11 terror attacks, the rise of Barack Obama and Donald Trump, to the assassination of Indira Gandhi, Baba Vanga has again predicted a dark and climactic future for the next 12 months for the year of 2023. After 26 years after her death, the predictions made by Baba Vanga for the year 2023 have emerged. And here they are. Number 1, a solar tsunami or solar storm is believed to take place. This solar tsunami is likely to result in Earth's magnetic shield getting destroyed. Number 2, an alien attack would take place which will be the cause of death of millions of Earth inhabitants. Number 3, as per Baba Vanga's prediction for 2023, the Earth's orbit will change. These slight changes can cause massive changes in the climate, making it an alarming situation. Number 4, one of her predictions include that by 2023, human babies will be produced in laboratories. Parents can choose the color and characteristics of their unborn child. Number 5, an explosion in a power plant may result in forming a toxic cloud, which could cover an entire continent of Asia with fog. Other countries may get affected by some serious diseases as a result of this change. So, take them with a grain of salt, but the links will be below. Now, 2 other things before we close up here. A new 30-page paper coming out from Richard Lindzen, an assessment of the conventional global warming narrative, is going to be linked below for free. It is a beautiful, full-color expose in just 13 pages. It's not hard to read. Everyone. This is for the layman. This is for everyone out there to get them up to speed with what's going on with the climate fraud. So please go check that out and download it for yourself and share it with your family, especially if you homeschool. And in just 30 minutes, we've got an expose, an interview with Tom Nelson, one of the greatest podcasters. He's been bringing together all the climate change deniers in one place and interviewing them about the real state of the climate on planet Earth. So go check out this premiere of the interview earlier today with Tom Nelson. CO2 is not the climate control knob, and why you should be a climate skeptic. It's going to be an awesome show. Ho, ho, ho. And that's a boom. One other thing, we'll be live on Magnetic Reversal News after the Tom Nelson podcast for questions and answers on anything you have in mind at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people and be safe. Support our work on Patreon. Be a hero. We love you. That's a boom.